What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again with another Manchester City live stream. Today we're going to be doing the live watch-along of Manchester City's away game in the Premier League against Newcastle United at St James's Park. Looking forward to it. Should be a real good game of football. Normally very end-to-end attacking games with goals. Newcastle, very difficult team to beat, in particular on their own patch at St James's Park. Not going to be an easy game this for Man City, but we know that if we can manage to pick up a big 3 points this evening, then we go 1 point behind Arsenal and pressure onto them ahead of the North London derby, and that's what it's all about really here for this game. It's making sure that the statement gets sent to the rest of the Premier League, and in particular to Arsenal, to say we're serious about winning the Premier League. And if we are serious about winning the Premier League in May, then realistically you've got to go to difficult places like Newcastle and win. So this is a real good chance for us to see our Man City genuine about being title contenders. Over the last few weeks, before we'd hit the international break, of course, we'd seen City pick up some pretty impressive results, including a 3-0 win against Liverpool in the Premier League just before we hit the international break. So it's important now that we get back into our stride ASAP and follow that up with another win here and start to pretty much get momentum going and pick up where we left off before we'd hit the international break. So we'll see what does happen. Important game. Don't forget, guys, to get your votes in on the poll. Who do you think is going to win today's game? Is it going to be Newcastle? Is it going to be Man City? Or is it going to be a draw? Get your votes at the top of the live chat. So, guys, don't forget, if you are new around here and you haven't already, then please do subscribe. It is free to subscribe. I'm going to keep you guys up to date with all the latest City content here on YouTube. So do subscribe. It is free. Social media links are in the description too if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on today's stream. We're aiming for 100 likes. Already made a good stride towards that. We're a quarter of the way there. We've got 75 likes to go, so any help towards that would be great. Also, don't forget as well, get your thoughts in the live chat. Welcome, Salubo. Much appreciated. Going with a 3-1 victory today for Manchester City. Korshik, thanks for tuning in. I do hope you're well. Thank you for tuning in. Jean, thank you for tuning in. Says, I go for a draw to not disappoint myself. A draw today is not a terrible result. It's not a great result, but it's not a terrible result either. So we'll see what does happen. We'll see. A draw. They finished the draw last season at St James's Park when we took on Newcastle as well. Geffen, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Going for a 2-0 victory today for City with goals for Erling Haaland and for Jeremy Doku. Korshik says, whom are we playing for the Boxing Day game? We're not going to be playing on Boxing Day. I know a lot of the Premier League games had been moved. So I think there's one game taking place on Boxing Day, which Premier League breaking tradition, but the English Football League still sticking to their tradition. If we were going to be playing on Boxing Day, it would have been Nottingham Forest away. Instead, because it's Saturday the next day, we're going to be playing on that Saturday, 27th of December. Early kickoff, and that will be Nottingham Forest away. Won't be an easy game either. Dave, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Says City not at their best, but Newcastle well below theirs. Reckons hard fought, close game. Man City win this game by 2-1. So welcome everybody. Thank you for tuning in and getting your score predictions in the chat. Don't forget, also let me know where you guys are tuning in from today. It would be much appreciated. I'm nosy, I like to know where everyone's from, so yeah, do get that in the chat. Welcome Jay Lovebug, much appreciated. Going for a 3-2 victory today for Manchester City. I'd take an entertaining 3-2 Man City win. Anything that ends in a Man City win, I'll definitely take. Finally, guys, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. SofaScore are going to keep you guys up to date with all the latest football scores and information from around the grounds. They'll keep you up to date with the latest team news. They'll keep you up to date with the latest statistics and so much more. It is a free app to download, very highly rated. So do go and check it out. Links and details there in the description. Not just limited to football scores and information. It's got you guys covered for all of your sporting needs. So do go and check that out. And a big thank you to SofaScore once more for sponsoring this stream. So we've got SofaScore locked and loaded. Just having a look at the results from the games earlier. In the early game in the Premier League, Burnley 0, Chelsea 2. So they've overtaken Man City and gone up to second in the Premier League. AFC Bournemouth 2, West Ham 2. I think West Ham have blown a 2-0 lead there. Brighton 2, Brentford 1. Big 3 points there for Brighton. Fulham have beaten Sunderland as well. So maybe we're starting to see a little bit of Sunderland sliding away a little bit. Fulham winning that game by 1-0. The big surprise, though, at Anfield. Is Arne Slot going to be in a job much longer? Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 3. You heard that right. Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 3. Wow. Other game, Wolves 0, Crystal Palace 2, and the final game, obviously, this game we're covering, Newcastle taking on Manchester City. So, I'm going to leave my vote. I'm going to go for a Man City win today. 79% of SofaScore users agree, 11% going with a draw, and 10% going with a Newcastle win. The referee for today's game is Samuel Barrett. He averages a red card every 0.06 games and averages 3.86 yellow cards, so averages just under 4 yellow cards per game. Going off the physical presence and the midfield battle that's so important in this game, and I put a load of emphasis on in my preview if you've checked that out before the game. The midfield battle, crucial for today's game. This game in the UK, if you're wanting to watch, is being broadcast live and is on Sky Sports. So, we're going to have a look then at the teams. We're going to start off with our opponents first, which is Newcastle. Kaushik says, tuning in from Mumbai in India, 11 p.m. at night, so shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in. Michael, shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for the support as well. J Love Bug tuning in from the USA, Tennessee, to be more precise. So, welcome to Tennessee in the room. John, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. I can't imagine Arne Slot will be the manager too much longer. It looks like the dressing room's gone for him and he'll be dismissed. Lil, thanks for tuning in. Says, woke up to see Liverpool losing to Nottingham Forest. Good. Is that God is good, is what you put in there? But yeah, there we go. Right. Kaushik says, favourite Chinese Indian takeaway. I'm more of a German doner kebab fan myself over Chinese and Indian. I think I prefer sit-down meals and restaurants for Chinese and Indians rather than takeaways, but that's just me. Lil tuning in from South Dakota as well. So we've got more USA in the room, which is fantastic to see. And John says, watching with my great-grandmother, so enjoy. Right, 4-3-3 formation for Newcastle, lining up with Nick Pope in goal. Tino Livramento looks like he's been given the nod on the right-hand side. Lewis Hall on the left-hand side, with Thior and Schar starting as their two centre-backs. Gone with the typical midfield three of Sando Tonali, Joelinton and Bruno Guimaraes as captain for Newcastle today. They're starting with Walter Mardy up top, with Murphy on one side and Harvey Barnes on the other. Newcastle on the substitute bench for them today: Aaron Ramsdale, John Ruddy, Sven Botman, Alex Murphy, Anthony Elanga, Joe Willock, Jacob Ramsey, Lewis Miley and Sean Neve. Are missing a few players. Anthony Gordon, not fit, isn't in the team today. Johan Visser, out for today's game as well. Injured. Dan Burn, suspended. Harrison Ashby, out injured. William Osula, out injured. They do have Nick Pope and Joelinton back, so a couple of boosts there for Newcastle United, who are led by manager Eddie Howe. Manchester City then lining up with a 4-1-4-1 formation. It's the same team that I've managed to successfully, hooray, predict in my preview. Donnarumma starting in goal, Matheus Nunes on the right, Nico O'Reilly on the left, Ruben Dias and Josko Gvardiol as the two centre-backs, Nico Gonzalez, Phil Foden and Bernardo Silva captain for Man City today as a midfield three, with Rayan Cherki on the right-hand side, the informed Jeremy Doku on the left-hand side, and the even more informed Erling Haaland starting up top. Midfield battles there: Nico Gonzalez, Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva up against Tonali, Guimaraes and Joelinton. That's where this game's going to be won and lost. Which team are going to get the upper hand? That's the crucial battle for me. Can we get find ways to get Jeremy Doku involved in this game? Can we get some end product? What can Rayan Cherki do, and what are Newcastle going to do to stop Erling Haaland, and vice versa? Newcastle win their midfield battles. What are our defence going to do to try and stop a bit of pace of Murphy and Barnes? And we're going to be able to stop the movements and stop Walter Mardy getting into good positions as well. We've got to be real careful. Newcastle got a pretty solid team. City have got a solid team as well. Should be a good game of football, this one. On the bench for City today, James Trafford, John Stones, Nathan Ake, Abdukodir Khusanov, Tijjani Reijnders, Rayan Ait-Nouri, Savinho, Oscar Bobb and Omar Marmoush. Very strong bench for Man City. Pep Guardiola has confirmed, manager for Man City, by the way, in case you didn't know, that Rico Lewis isn't injured. He's just been left out for tactical reasons today. Also got Rodri out injured, not quite fit just yet. Mateo Kovacic out until March. So there we go. Team news for you guys. What do you make of the teams? What are you thinking? Do get your thoughts in the live chat. That would be much appreciated. Kashuk says, only Ashes for Boxing Day. It is. England, of course. Yeah. Got my hopes up. Done a good display with the ball. Dismissing Australia for just over 100, 132, I think it was. Well in the game. Posted what I thought was a competitive total. And yeah. Yeah. Moving on. Gamer, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. We do need some Doku aura here today. That would be absolutely brilliant. Flicks, thanks for tuning in as well. Much appreciated. John says, do I have a favourite? I'm not a big James Bond fan to say I have a favourite Bond girl, to be honest. I watched a few of the Daniel Craig ones, and I enjoyed when Pierce Brosnan was James Bond, but I don't think I do have a favourite Bond girl, to be honest. I'm not a huge James Bond fan. I do enjoy a few of the films, but yeah, I don't think I have a favourite Bond girl. There you go. Davan, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. As we do have the teams making their way out onto the pitch ready for today's game. And I do want to apologise for going slightly late today with today's stream. Computer wouldn't switch on. No idea why. It took me about 10 minutes to get that sorted, so I ended up being 10 minutes late. And it's typical, you get ahead of time and, you think things are going well, and all of a sudden things are not going well, and you're a race against time and you end up being late, which I think's been pretty much the story of my day. It's not been an amazing day for me, so I'm hoping that Man City can make up for that and pick up. I'm hoping it's going to be a big 3 points. My score prediction, Davan, I think I'm going to go 3-1 Man City. I'm going to stick with 3-1 Man City. Haaland to score first, the only goal in the first half. I'm going to go Haaland to score the second. Newcastle get back in it. I think I'm going to go Harvey Barnes with the goal. And I'm going to go City wrapping up. I'm sticking with what I said in the preview. I think Omar Marmoush is going to come off the bench and score a goal as well. So that's what I'm going to go for, I think, for my score prediction, 3-1 to Manchester City. So, guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. We're aiming for 100 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Now on to 28 likes, just 22 likes away from 50. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget as well to subscribe if you are new around here, and do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. And a big thank you to SofaScore for sponsoring today's live stream. John, welcome. Forest demolished Liverpool. We do need the 3 points. That's what we're hoping can happen. And John, I'm not sure where Julia is today. She might pop in a little bit, hopefully. Be nice to see Julia once more. Nice to see some of the other regulars, though, tuning in. So big shout out to you guys. Right, today's choice of drink. Thought we'd celebrate the Liverpool theme by having a Copperberg, if anyone gets the reference there. What's it? Raspberry. Copperberg with raspberry. Not sure I've ever had this before, to be honest. It's Saturday. We're treating ourselves. That's not my favourite. Ugh, it's very sweet. Ugh. I'll still drink it. Never mind. Right. Ready and waiting for kick-off. City playing in their home shirts today. Sky blue shirts. With their white stripes. I don't mind City's home kit this year, Don't mind it. No, I can't imagine J-Love Bug that Slot will be around too much longer. Can't be, can he? Who would they replace him with? Who's available? Yeah. Damn bad. Newcastle's home form's solid. It's just on the road. Back-to-back Premier League losses. Lost back-to-back Premier League games 3-1. So, we'll see. It's a big test this for Newcastle and a big test for Manchester City as well. Odin, thanks for tuning in. Do hope you're well, my friend. Nice to see you once more tuning in. Don't mean that in a patronising way, by the way. It's genuinely nice to see you tuning in. Much appreciated. Right, we do have kick-off. I've got the clock on. Sometimes I forget. Got it on, though. Right, we do have kick-off. I think I'm watching on Sky Sports, obviously, but I watch it through Now TV, and I think Now TV, because it's relying on the internet connections, like 20 seconds behind real time or something. So, no spoilers, please. That's early chance here for Newcastle, the big save for Donnarumma. City wanted a free kick. Give it away. It was a dangerous pass that from Donnarumma. Good save from him, though. Went with a pass to Foden. Referee doesn't give the free kick. I mean, I'm not too sure why a free kick doesn't get given there. It's a tame effort. It's a comfortable save for Donnarumma. Poorly given away, but I'm not too sure why a free kick's not given there, because I think it was Bruno G pressing Phil Foden into the mistake. Foden makes the mistake, but it doesn't look like Bruno G gets anything on the ball, which obviously Phil Foden can't get proper control of the ball because the man's gone through him, which would be a free kick, no? I'm not sure. It looked like a free kick every single day of the week. Now, that was a good challenge there from Harvey Barnes, but Man City do well just to come away with the ball, and Nico Gonzalez will take the trip, and that will be a free kick as Newcastle just going for an early little press here on City. So maybe just an important first 5 minutes or so for City just to embed themselves in. There's nearly a heavy touch there from Bernardo on Sando Tonali, and there's Nico O'Reilly with a lovely little back step to get the ball back as Doku nearly gives the ball away. City look a bit rattled here first 2 minutes. Just need to try and get this ball away. City just, can't get control of the ball. Question is, what can Newcastle do with it? A slightly heavier pass, and they give it away, so sloppy from them. Julia, welcome, thanks for tuning in. It's Erling Haaland! Oh, keeper's out. Erling Haaland lobs it over him, but it's wide. That's a chance for Man City then. Julia says she's late. She had to watch the rivals Liverpool fan reactions. Were they good? That's the danger Newcastle have with pressing. Leave a load of space open at the back, and Man City nearly forced the mistake. Risky take, though, when you're trying to play that style. We'll see if that stops Newcastle from pressing as high. We'll see. We will see. So, guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. We're aiming for 100 likes. Now, 69 likes away, so any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe and do go and check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details there in the description. Going back to the point I was making before Phil Foden got dispossessed. Excuse me, I watch on Now TV for watching Sky Sports. It's about 20 seconds behind real time, so I'd appreciate nobody spoiling it for me, and pretty much don't have many rules here on my channel. Just, no spoiling it for others and have a good time. Other people are watching it, not in real time either, so, just no spoiling it, please. If there's goals or things happening in the game, I'd appreciate nobody putting it in the chat till I've reacted to it then. Julie says Saeed in his element. I'm sure that he was. How much does Sky charge? A heck of a lot of money. It depends what package you're looking at. I'd say, on a rough estimate, what do you reckon, like £35 for a Sky Sports subscription, not including your Sky Sports television or your Sky broadband packages and stuff. And there's that many competitors. Everything in terms of broadcasting's all over the place in the UK, in particular for sport. Football, I mean, Paramount Plus have just won the rights to the Champions League, so you're going to have Premier League games on Sky Sports and TNT Sports still. Nico O'Reilly's in a good position on the outside of the penalty area. Doku's going to put a ball in. It hits the side of Rayan Cherki, and Newcastle should get this clear. Though Josko Gvardiol gets a knee onto that. We'll see if the referee gives a free kick there. He doesn't. It's a very aggressive start to this game. Yeah, so you've got TNT Sports and Sky Sports. I think they're both like near enough £30 each. They're £60 a year subscription. And then Amazon Prime have got a Champions League game. And Paramount Plus are going to get the Champions League. So there's 4 different broadcasters all charging different prices. You're probably not going to get much change out of £80. And that's not even going to allow you to watch all Premier League games. Yeah. Crazy stuff. Craving just like having one broadcaster. I think people would pay a lot of money to have one broadcaster to make things available to watch. There is a plus side to it though, because it is going to put a lot of people off watching live football because it's just so expensive that Rayan Cherki just threads one in for Haaland. Haaland squares one across, and that'll be the first corner of the game. It might just encourage more people to attend games. And I do always say that if you're able to get to a City game, do get yourselves to one because they're an incredible experience. I try and get to, probably estimate about 4 or 5 a season. Cup games, Champions League games, Premier League games. It's expensive, but it's a brilliant experience. And if people are saving money, they might be able to put more money in towards going to live games. You can't beat attending live games. I'd rather be in Newcastle than doing this, but, you know, it's very difficult getting hold of away game tickets at City. So, yeah. Hoping to be able to get to the Galatasaray game, actually, in the Champions League. Mick Sid tuning in. He wants tickets for that, doesn't he? So he's tuning in. His ears have gone, ooh. Tickets to attend a game? I'll be on that. Favourite pre-match meal? That's a good question. Rayan Cherki to take. Corner headed back across. That'll be another corner. Do you know a bad habit this, but I'd probably just go with some fast food place. Depends what time the kickoff is. If I want something light, I just get like a Greg's breakfast, sausage, balm or something. Is Rayan Cherki with a shot and a good save from Nick Pope. Yeah. Data, do you have to be registered with City to buy a ticket? It depends which game you're going for. Most of the time, if you get the match day membership, I think it's £35 a season, which I don't think is too bad a value, to be honest. Allows you to get tickets for games, and sometimes that membership will allow you for the less in-demand games to be able to pick up 4 tickets with your one membership. So the early rounds of the Cups and the not very in-demand Champions League games and stuff, you'd be able to pick up tickets for. The odd game, I'd say, is probably like maybe 2 a season goes to general sale, so yeah. Yeah, Mackey's, it just depends, like, it's bad habit. I don't think I've ever had a Mick Sid comes with me to a lot of games. Have we ever had a sit-down meal before a football game? That's something we can do. Well, a sit-down meal. We're cool, we have meat and gravy with our booze. John, I'm looking forward to Christmas. Just have a bit of time off work. Catch up on some sleep. Take it easy. Oh, man. Right, this game's just started to go a bit flat. Newcastle just, that first 2 or 3 minute spell where they were very energetic on City seems to have died off as acres of space here for Ruben Dias to play a ball to Nico O'Reilly. It will be Gundo and Sane. Yeah, it'll be. Do you know it'll be a good game. I think Galatasaray will bring a lot of fans, and their fans are mental. They're insane. So I think that'd make a real interesting video. I remember doing an interesting video a couple of years back. It's actually one of my most viewed videos with Red Star Belgrade and their crazy fans. So hoping for a similar performance for Galatasaray. Only problem is it's in January, and January's just cold. But I've not been to a Champions League game yet this season, so I had a look at the 4 games we've got, and that one, I think, took my fancy, so I'm going to go for that one, I think. I wish the Premier League games weren't so hard to get tickets. It is at the Etihad, yeah. I wish the Premier League games weren't so hard to get tickets for. Such a big demand now for them. It gets more and more difficult. I sometimes contemplate hospitality, and it's so expensive. So expensive. But someone comes up. We'll see. We'll see. We've not qualified yet for the Champions League round of 16. A big game coming up midweek, actually, against Bayer Leverkusen. We could take a big stride towards that if we win that game. Big step towards that. As we're now 15 likes away from 50, guys. Any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe and do go and check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details, they are in the description. Yeah, this game's just gone a bit flat. I think whilst it's like this, Man City could really do with just creating a big chance. And if we can get a goal, first goal here could be real crucial to opening Newcastle up. Because Newcastle are going to sit really tight. Not going to try and give Man City much space. To be honest, I think Newcastle would look at this and they'd want a close game. You know, I don't think Newcastle would grumble at a 0-0 today. I really don't. There were the days, Dave. There were the days. Just walk up and pay. I fancy going to the game today. Just take your cash with you and just pay and walk in. No ticket stubs, no electronic ticketing, no face IDs. Good old-fashioned. It's like it still happens in the non-league, by the way. If any of you guys are in the UK and get bored at any point, there's a local non-league game on. Still do that there. Just walk up, give them some cash. £3, I'll have a programme. Support your local non-league club. Can't beat it. Cannot beat it. Yeah. You feel like season upon season that costs just drive up and the experiences get bigger and better, and with it becomes a bigger price that prizes more and more people out. I know there's a lot of City season ticket holders, loyal fans, years and years, donkey's years, that have fallen victim. As that's a good header and a good save from Gianluigi Donnarumma. There's a good ball in that from Newcastle and a good, strong save from Donnarumma. Was he onside is my first question. The answer is very much onside. It's a very good save from Donnarumma. He gets a big, strong right hand onto it. Might even be his arm rather than his hand. It needed saving. It was a good ball in. It's not in the corners is the only criticism of the attacker there. And I do look at that and I do think to myself, oh, it's a coming together there. Referee says no penalty. Goal kick. Harvey Barnes just gets the other side of Ruben Dias. Gets outpaced there, Ruben Dias. Let's have a look. No, there's absolutely nothing in that. Nothing in that. Shoulder in. Doesn't clip him. Yeah. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Koshik, I manage spreadsheets. Sounds boring, but it allows me to do all this part-time and no pressure. I enjoy it, so yeah. Long ball sent forward. City just look a bit... It's typical straight after an international break, this. Just look a bit disjointed. Don't look settled. They don't look happy. Gvardiol just plays the ball to Donnarumma. It's going to take a bit of time just to get yourself back in. This is not one of them games that you want to come into straight after an international break. You want a game that you could just settle yourselves into. And Newcastle away is just not one of them games. Not easy games. But yeah, going back to the season ticket holders, yeah. Some of them have been told they have to move seats to make way for the new bar and hospitality experiences that they've got in the new expanded North Stand, which I think's out of order. I've been fuming, you sat around loads of your friends and family and stuff for years and years and years, and then you got to up sticks, not through choice, but because they want to put something else in. And it's very frustrating. I've no doubt the experience that City will put in will be incredible. No doubt about it. But can't help but feel sorry for the regular fans who have to make way for it, which I think is a great shame, and I do think that's something that City could work on. It's like they deals with Viagogo, and they've been in trouble last week as well, and I just think to myself, like, why have we gone in partnership with them? That's that. I don't understand, and they're making more and more issues about ticket touting. I saw somebody speak about tickets outside of stadiums like the Etihad, Old Trafford and stuff, and people will and don't buy your tickets that way. They're not legit tickets, you'll get ripped off. Mercenaries chancing their arm. Get them through official outlets, through the club website, supporters groups, things like that. Anyway, on with the game. Here's Doku, drops a shoulder, runs into midfield. He's got space here, Doku. Plays his pass to Haaland, has his shot, and I think a bit predictable that from Haaland. An easy block for Livramento. The pass comes across to his left foot. Livramento knows what he wants to do, so he commits for Haaland going to his left foot and makes a comfortable, easy block in what was a very promising situation as Foden just loops a ball to the back post. There's nobody at the back post. Newcastle will get that one clear, but Nico O'Reilly will pick that one off. O'Reilly seems to have settled himself well into this game. Here's Ruben Dias. Here's Doku now. Here's Foden. Oh, he's missed. And Foden's gone down. City are crying for a penalty. Fabian Schar just pulled a look of disgust. Let's have a look. Foden gets his shot away and then claims he's fouled. Let's have a look. It's a good pass out from Doku, though. Foden, it's a heavier touch from Foden. Oh, that's a penalty every day of the week. Oh, he studs up and everything. He misses the ball and just takes Foden out. I don't really get how you can't say that's a penalty. Referee's told him to stop the game for a minute. VAR are just having a look at this. It would be a foul in midfield, regardless of whether you get the ball away from your feet or not. It's clumsy from Fabian Schar. He just slides in and misses the ball and takes Phil Foden out. I don't understand how this wouldn't be a pen. We do have a habit of missing pens, so I don't think we'd score. But I'm still waiting for official confirmation that VAR are having a look at it. I think the referee said just play the game on. Yeah. No penalty. I'm not going to complain too much about it because we're shocking on pens, and I do genuinely think we'd miss. I don't understand how you don't give a penalty for it, though. It's as clear of a penalty as I've seen. That's a lovely touch from Donnarumma. Can he play his pass? Well, I guess he's passing to space, clears the danger. Man City just, I think, a bit upset that they've not been given a penalty there. I think because Phil Foden's had his shot and it's nowhere near the goal, they've considered it not an opportunity, so the ball's dead from there. But, I mean, the referee's not giving a free kick there for Newcastle, but the referee's giving anything today. Oh, man. That'll be a throw-in for Man City, then. This is where I'd like to see. I know they've mic'd up the referee. I'd like for them just to mic everything up. Mic up VAR. So the discussions that you can hear in the referee's ear, everyone should be able to hear what they're saying. So you get a clear explanation as to why a penalty is not being given. You do that in rugby. You do that in cricket if they want to review a decision. I do think if maybe you want to speed something up, you could go almost like all the other sports and go down the review side of things. So Man City could have a one review per game, and Man City aren't happy about it. They say, right, we want this reviewing and we want it explaining to us. You do that in NFL, you lose your timeout, don't you, for a challenge. I want to challenge the decision. I'm not happy with it because I'm a bit confused about why that's not a penalty. I can't explain why. Sometimes I look at it and go, it might have been 50-50 or, it's not clear and obvious, but he just doesn't get the ball and fouls Phil Foden. It doesn't matter if the ball's left his boot or not. Anyway, here's Doku. He wants handball now. We're not getting any decisions, so I'd stop appealing. Get on with it. Gonna have to score in open play. Here's Doku. Again, pulled back, wants a free kick. Nothing given. We're not getting anything. We're not getting anything today. In terms of decisions, that is. Newcastle now just looking a bit rattled. Just Doku asking for the handball. I didn't think it was handball for me on my first instinct. Let's have a look at it from this angle. His arm goes up, but his arm's up by his side. Not for me. That handball one, not for me. Here's Foden. I thought the foul on Foden was a penalty. I don't think that handball one was. If his arm had come out away from his body, I'd have said handball. But because he keeps his arm by his side, it's up. It's by his body. I don't think so. I'd be mortified if that were given against us. Here's Nico O'Reilly then to Nico Gonzalez. City now really settled themselves in. Getting some good positions, but not tested Pope that many times for my liking. Anyway, guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. Now 12 likes away from 50. Any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe and do go check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details there in the description. Jeremy Doku getting more and more involved in the game, which is what we like to see. I think Newcastle probably going to want to try and push themselves a little further forward. Here's Hall coming forward on the left-hand side. Gives it to Barnes. Finds his pass. Nearly City find an interception. It doesn't happen. Bruno Guimaraes floats one over to Murphy. Murphy's going to put a ball in. Nobody there. Should be picked up on the opposite side, though, by Hall, and is. Again, more defending for City to do here. Here's Bruno Guimaraes. Got nowhere to go, so he has to just keep playing the ball back. Here's Fabian Schar then to Lewis Hall. More space here on the right-hand side for Newcastle if they want to use it, but Fabian Schar doesn't. He goes to Lewis Hall. And City just force Lewis Hall further back. All the way back to Fabian Schar. This time he is going to go crossfield looking for a pass up the middle. Josko Gvardiol gets his head onto it. City do well to win that loose ball. And that should be a free kick on Sando Tonali for Jeremy Doku and a free kick for Man City. Here's Bernardo Silva now. Bernardo just chips one up to Nico O'Reilly. Back to Bernardo. Nico G Does well, finds his pass to Haaland. Here's Rayan Cherki to Nico O'Reilly. Back to Rayan Cherki. Geffen says, who's been the better league? What do you mean by the better league? Do you mean the better team in this game? I'd say City have been the better team for this match. I have no idea, Korshik, about Carlos Forbes. I can't remember. Here's Ruben Dias to Phil Foden, back to Ruben Dias. Rayan Cherki can't find a pass to anyone. Sando Tonali can step forward, plays his pass into Harvey Barnes. He's got 3 forward here, and a save for Donnarumma. It's another big opportunity for Newcastle, and another big save for Donnarumma. Yeah, I'd say City have been the better team for me. Newcastle are having their moments though. City's defence all over the place looks shaky, real shaky. Watchalong should have scored. Newcastle have had a couple of good chances. City should have had a pen, but Newcastle should have scored at least a couple, and they haven't. We're to Harvey Barnes then on the left. Overlap from Lewis Hall. Hall back to Harvey Barnes. Hall tries to play his pass through. Should be dealt with this by Ruben Dias, and that should be a throw-in for Manchester City off Joelinton, and is 26 minutes in here at St James's Park. Let's have a look then. I didn't think there was any offsides in there. It might have been a tight offside call. Good save from Donnarumma though. Real good save from Donnarumma. He reads it. Donnarumma does so well there because he reads the body language of the striker. So he never opens himself up. The striker never commits himself to his left or right. He just goes through the middle. So Donnarumma never commits. And he just waits for the striker to open up his body to suss out which way he's going to go. He guesses correctly. It's a bit of a tame effort. And a comfortable save. A save I would expect a goalkeeper as good as Donnarumma to make. Newcastle then getting up ahead of steam. Here's Livramento. Good challenge from Manchester City. And look, for me, that was a goal kick. Josko Gvardiol not happy. It's going to be a corner instead. Newcastle's first corner. Mawaka, me and you wearing the same shirt. I like it. Corner then for Newcastle. Some defending for City to do. Geordie, thanks for tuning in, cheering on Newcastle. Been a lively game so far. Still waiting for a goal. Big up to you as well, Geordie. Thanks for tuning in. Corner and some defending for City to do. Fabian Schar's in there. Watchalong's in there. City struggled a little bit from defending set pieces, in particular against Liverpool. Doesn't beat the first man, cleared by City. Only as far as Livramento, who goes back to the keeper. Keeper just launches it forward. There's nobody there. Just let it go. Goal kick Man City. Matheus Nunes, the one that leaves that. Not the best of balls forward, that from Nick Pope. It remains 0-0. He has missed two headers, 2 big opportunities. Keeps it 0-0. If everything had run how you'd expect things to have ran here, Newcastle have had the better opportunities. City, as I said, they've not really had a good test of Nick Pope yet. Other than, I thought we should have had a penalty for the foul on Phil Foden from Fabian Schar. Other than that, we've got into some good spaces, but not done enough. And Newcastle just finding it all too easy. I mean, Matheus Nunes near enough skipped past by Lewis Hall there. Having a good game, Lewis Hall. is Livramento, heavily linked with a move to City in the summer. Geordie, yeah, Sunderland, very quiet. I said I wonder if the bubbles burst. Good win for Fulham. Fulham's a difficult team to go to and do anything at, to be fair. Play some good stuff. The Let's Player, thanks for tuning in. It's been an interesting game. I don't think City have been amazing. I think we've looked good in phases. Newcastle have been getting forward. They've created a couple of good opportunities, Newcastle, and they should have scored. They haven't. City haven't had really much to shout about. I thought we should have had a penalty, and other than that, it's been a bit difficult. There's a poor pass there. That Nico O'Reilly looking for Doku. Giving away inside our own half. Newcastle now. Look at that. 4 forward. Ball across. Surely 1-0 now. Oh, he's missed! Who is that? Is that Harvey Barnes? How has he missed? He's missed a sitter there. Well, let's have a look. I think it's tight for offside called. 2 tight offside called. I'm not too sure it would have counted. There's 2 tight offside called, but they both go in Newcastle's favour. That's 1-0. You've got to put that in the back of the net. You have got to put that in the back of the net. One thing I will say, I watch Manchester City week in, week out. I know how dangerous we can be. I know how good we can be. I know how bad we can be. You got to put your chances away when you're taking on Man City. You have to put your chances away when they come about, because if you don't, you'll get punished. And Newcastle have had 3 really good opportunities now, and they've not got a goal. It wouldn't surprise me in the next 15 minutes to watch Man City not do much, come forward and just go, bump, goal. And I'll just say, it's that man again, Haaland, inevitable. Jody says, probably missing Isak. And surely Newcastle will be looking at a striker. If not in January, surely by the summer. Have they been getting linked with anyone? Here's Rayan Cherki to Matheus Nunes. Will get a corner. Liverpool. David, thanks for tuning in. Liverpool not been great. Odin, we do need to get this game going. We've not looked very good at the minute. Causes me a lot of concern. So, guys, just 10 likes away from 50 likes. I wish it was 10 likes away from 100, but 10 likes from 50, nearly halfway. Don't forget, subscribe as well if you're new around here. Do go check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. So, corner comes in from City. Header won by Newcastle. Yeah, corner Man City. How many goals has Voltamalde scored for them? He's missed a couple of big chances today. A shot comes in from City and it's put wide by Rayan Cherki. I think they're missing a bit of Anthony Gordon as well. I don't know. We've had 3 big opportunities, what I've seen from Newcastle. They're just missing a little bit of finesse in attack. Got into some real good positions as well. Nick Pope's going to send this one forward. A bit of wrestling going on between Ruben Dias and Joelinton. Here's Haaland, stabs one forward looking for Foden. Fabian Schar. That's not the best of touches from Fabian Schar, and that'll be a throw-in for Man City. It's going grey, Fabian Schar. How old is Fabian Schar now? He's just 33. 3 years older than I am. Doku to Nico O'Reilly. Pulled on the back. Haaland! Oh, you're expecting one result there. It's a good save from Nick Pope. It's City's best opportunity of the game. There's a bit of wrestling going on there. That's going to be a yellow card for Josko Gvardiol. Did he get a yellow card for that? It was as cynical as a foul as I've seen. Not too keen on Josko Gvardiol's hair. Bit of like a headband perm going on. It's a big opportunity that. Pulled back for Haaland. Pope doesn't know anything about it. Just chucks his body forward in the hope that Haaland just sends it straight to him. And he does. He just chests it. Saves it with his chest. I can't see Arsenal not winning tomorrow, to be honest. I don't expect any favours from Tottenham Hotspur. Classic Tottenham Hotspur. They're playing against us, they'll play well. Every time they take on anybody else, that's really yet to see it from them. Haaland wins the header from the ball launched forward. Newcastle then looking for them physical battles. Again, another hooked ball forward. And again, City just don't really deal with it. Matheus Nunes holds firm, but his pass forward's not great. Fabian Schar keeps that one in. Lewis Hall does well. And here's Fabian Schar now in a good position. And there's Haaland. Who would have thought that? Fabian Schar at left wing. Erling Haaland at right back. Tackling him. Who would have thought that? Here's Bruno G. That's a good ball from Bruno Guimaraes. Finds Murphy up against O'Reilly. Finds his pass. I'm not even sure he's going to get a ball across. He's not. It's going to be a goal kick. Jacob Murphy there. He'll be a bit disappointed. It's a goal kick Manchester City. So we're just 7 likes now away from 100, guys. Any help towards that would be great. There's always going to be a careful, close game of football. It reminds me a lot of Villa Park. And when we played Aston Villa away. J Love Bug. I think Donnarumma's been a real godsend for Man City. He's been a cracking signing for us. Brought in to make them big saves in them big moments. He knows how to do it. Here's Murphy then on the right wing. Another chance for Newcastle to put something into the City box. Blocked by Josko Gvardiol. That'll be another corner for Newcastle and more defending for Manchester City to do. Newcastle looking to try and finish this half with a bit of a flourish. Looking to try and get on top. Tonali coming over to take. What can Tonali do from this corner then? Cross comes in. Header won by Matheus Nunes. Lewis Hall mops that one up and sends a high ball in for Donnarumma to collect under no pressure. Ticks off another few seconds. Very careful game this. It might just be a case that Man City maybe just want to get in at half time, see if we can get it to 0-0 and move on from there, perhaps. Doku can't get away and that'll get a throw in instead. So guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up, do subscribe, and do go check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details there in the description. The Let's Player, Fabrizio Romano has been saying City having a good look at right-backs. So, there's a couple of right-backs we've been getting linked with. As long as they're homegrown, we should be able to register them. If they're not homegrown, as long as they're under the age of 21, they don't have to be registered, so they can play in all of the domestic games. It's just a problem when it comes to the Champions League. I wouldn't be surprised to see Man City do a little bit of business in this upcoming January window. It all depends on who leaves, though. I know Nathan Ake's been getting linked with the exit door. So Erling Haaland just got into a good position. He was brought down, a free kick given to City. Jeremy Doku couldn't find a City player, despite there being 3 back in his backwards passes. It was read well, I think, by Voltamardi, and Newcastle get themselves a free kick. Jay Lovebug, that might not be a bad shout. A bit of pace at the back. Dan Burn watching from the stands. After, I think it was his second yellow card, sees him serve a 1-game suspension for Newcastle. Kieran Trippier not fit either in the stands for Newcastle today. Is Nico O'Reilly. Oh, lovely from Nico O'Reilly there to bring City forward. Here's Doku. Under pressure, Newcastle trying to put that squeeze onto City. City do well to keep hold of the football. Here's Nico G. City have struggled a little bit with the aggression of Newcastle's midfield. The pressing game. Got 2 or 3 on you at all times, Newcastle. City have still managed to exploit and find space. Could have found at least a goal or 2. They haven't. Newcastle could have done the same. They also haven't. It might fall nicely for Nico G. Kind of does. He manages to find a pass in the end to Matheus Nunes. He's got no options on this right-hand side, so he's forced to go back. Nunes gets the ball again. Trying to stretch the pitch. Again, no real options for him. And City just forced to go back. Here's Phil Foden. Dinks a ball looking for Matheus Nunes. He's not going to get that under control, though. And that will run out of play for a goal kick. So it's been a bit disjointed, this from City. As I said before, I think I'd be happy just to... Or content. I won't go happy. I'll go with content to get in at 0-0. And assess the game for the second half. I think it's likely Man City would be changing things up before Newcastle would. I think Newcastle will be happy with his first half performance. The only thing they'll be unhappy with is not being clinical. Other than that, I don't think Newcastle have done too much wrong. Bit naughty from Fabian Schar on Phil Foden. Other than that, I don't think really they put a foot wrong. Passing to the channel. Lovely drop of the shoulder from Phil Foden. Could be a 3-on-3 here. Here's Rayan Cherki. Squares one across. Foden! Oh, he's missed a sitter now. Harvey Barnes misses a sitter. Phil Foden misses a sitter. That should be 1-0. City do everything right here. Rayan Cherki makes the run in. You think he's going to go with a shot. He doesn't. He squares it back to Phil Foden. He opens the face of his boot up, looking for the bottom corner. The only thing he gets wrong is he doesn't find the bottom corner. Gets it wrong, and it should score there, Phil Foden. It's a big opportunity, that, for Manchester City. A real big opportunity. Pep knows it. Hands on head. Big opportunity, a big miss. Right, guys, 4 likes to go to 100. Any help towards that would be great. See if we can get to 400 again. 50, not 100. 4 likes to go to 50. Any help towards that would be great. It'd be great if we could get there before half-time. Here's Rayan Cherki. Finds Phil Foden somehow. Phil Foden's going to be dispossessed. There's that aggression again. Harvey Barnes winning the ball back. You know, Newcastle's wingers and fullbacks have been very aggressive today as well. Link-up play's been very good from them, I think. Ball comes forward, cut off by Matheus Nunes. Is Nico Gonzalez. Thought about playing a long crossfield pass for Jeremy Doku. He doesn't. Going to the final couple of minutes of this half, plus whatever's to be added on. Might see a minute or 2 added on, I think. There's a little VAR check, and ball's been out of play a few times. But no serious stoppages, so I can't see it being any more than a couple of minutes. Probably end up being just 1. This is a Champions League game. There'd probably be nothing. It'd just blow it on 45 minutes as ball comes in from Doku, looking for Haaland. Haaland stabs his foot onto it, loops up and goes over the top of the crossbar. City wanted a corner. Referee says no corner, goal kick. As we're now 3 likes away from 50. Into the final minute of normal time then here in the first half. At St James's Park, it's Newcastle 0, Manchester City 0. I don't know how this game's 0-0. There should have been goals. There hasn't. Neither team have been clinical, and I think that's probably going to be my summary. at half-time when I have a look at the statistics. Go look here at expected goal rates, probably going to be, for both sides, near 1, maybe even above 1. Neither side have been clinical. As both had good opportunities, both haven't capitalised on that. So fourth official is going to be adding something on because he's got his board ready. Here's Josko Gvardiol. Plays the pass to Bernardo Silva. Back to Gvardiol. He goes to Donnarumma. Since he's just doing the keep ball tactic here as Donnarumma sends a long ball forward looking for Doku. He's brought down. Haaland's going to mop that one up though. Here's Nico G playing a ball forward for Jeremy Doku. Referee notices an infringement and says City will get a free kick. Go on then, Odin. Who do you reckon we need? A prime Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah. Yeah. I see where you're coming from there. Yeah. I reckon get to about 70, 75 minutes. You've wanted to make an attacking substitution. I was real impressed pre-season and I was really impressed against Wolves away when Tijjani Reijnders was playing in a more advanced role. I think Tijjani Reijnders, if came on and Phil Foden does like 70, 75 minutes, I think that could be something that works. So first of 2 minutes. Said it'd be a minute or two. It's 2 minutes added on here. A free kick here for Man City and a chance to put something into the box. A prime Kyle Walker wouldn't go amiss. It's played flat and low looking for Erling Haaland. There's slightly too much on that pass though from the free kick. Nick Pope says, I'll collect that. And I'm going to tell everyone to slow down. Rolls the ball out to Joelinton. Newcastle do well just to work the ball to the right. They're going to chip a ball forward. Should be dealt with by Matheus Nunes and is. Donnarumma will collect that for Man City as well. Last 30 seconds then. Donnarumma with the ball. Sends a long ball forward to no one in particular. And that's going to be a throw-in for Newcastle. 20 seconds or so remaining. Newcastle do get it back into play. So maybe they might be able to muster up one last chance. Tackle comes in from Foden. Back out for a throw-in. Final 10 seconds then. Just go backwards. Probably worthwhile here. Newcastle just launching a ball forward. Why not? Nick Pope's going to be the one that does that. Might not have time. They run out of time. There we go. It's been a odd game, this. Don't really know what to make of it. It's been chances galore. Could have been a 2-2 at half-time, really, this game. Excuse me. It isn't. It's 0-0. We are level. We're not behind. And if we can find a way to build on this, because, we're not behind. It's 0-0. The platform's there, clean sheet still intact. If we can muster up more opportunities and find that clinical edge, we can still go on to win this game. I don't think this game's going to finish level. I do think a team's going to win, and I think the team that's going to win is the team that scores first. And I think the later we get into this game, the more and more that's going to be, or look to appear to be, fact. So, an interesting second half coming up. I'd love to know your thoughts, guys, in the live chat about what we've made of that first half. If there were to be changes that were going to be made by Man City in that second half, which changes would you make and why? Do let me know in the chat. That'd be much appreciated. So guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. We're 49 likes in, with 51 likes to go to 100 likes, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget as well to go and leave your thoughts in the live chat. What are your halftime thoughts? Melody, thanks for tuning in. Says hopefully we'll score some goals in the second half. I hope so. Bertrand, lots of missed chances for Manchester City. MCFC, the Mad Hatter, says we can't hit a barn door. Yeah, pretty much a good summary there. But yeah, do get your halftime thoughts in the live chat. That'd be much appreciated. Don't forget as well to subscribe if you're new around here. It is free to subscribe, and social media links there in the description too. If you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram, and TikTok, email also in the description too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. And a big thank you to SofaScore for sponsoring today's stream. These statistics are very interesting, and they are very much what I was expecting to see. 63% possession for Man City, 37% for Newcastle. Newcastle are happy for Man City to have the ball. They're not bothered. They're just bothered about what are Man City going to do with the ball, and they're bothered about how can they get their attackers involved in this game. And you don't need loads of possession to get your attackers involved in the game. We know that. Expected goal rate, interesting. Don't normally see at half-time both sides with an expected goal rate of over 1 goal. Newcastle at 1.18 and Man City at 1.41. So you'd expect both sides to have scored at least a goal in this game. What's interesting though, Newcastle 4 shots, 4 big chances created, 9 shots for Man City, 3 big chances created. I expect goals. I'd expect both sides. Both sides have been poor in front of goal. Both sides couldn't hit a barn door. Harvey Barnes has missed a wonderful opportunity. Voltemadi's missed a couple of really good opportunities. City should have had a pen in that first half. They didn't get a pen. Erling Haaland missed a real good opportunity. Phil Foden missed a really good opportunity. Jeremy Doku's been creating a couple of good opportunities. Nico O'Reilly's looked pretty tight for Man City as well. I would go as far to say, and I think this is probably one thing that is causing me a bit of concern, is that physicality and that pressing game coming in from Newcastle's midfield and them duels, and Newcastle dominating Man City's midfield, and at the moment City's midfield just looks a bit disjointed. So I do wonder if Man City may want to go with the extra midfielder. I wouldn't be surprised if it was to be Rayan Cherki, the player that would make way for an extra midfielder to come on to help Man City get more control in that midfield. That could come through Tijjani Reijnders, you'd imagine, to help support. If we're really concerned about physicality, I wouldn't rule out maybe a little curveball being chucked in by Pep Guardiola and seeing somebody like John Stones going into that hole. We have seen him before against Newcastle, Pep that is, chucking someone like Manu Akanji in that hole in midfield just to give more physical presence, win them aerial duels, them aerial battles, and help win them loose second balls. So I wouldn't be surprised if Man City, because we've not got Manu Akanji because he's out on loan at Inter, to maybe call upon another centre-back to do that. And we have seen John Stones in previous seasons do that defensive midfield role, and that may just free up a bit more space for the likes of Nico Gonzalez, Bernardo Silva, and also allow Phil Foden to permanently support on that right-hand side if it was to be Rayan Cherki making way. So for me, as Bertrand says, overwhelmed in midfield, and if we want to ensure we're controlling this game, not necessarily creating loads of opportunities, because we've created enough to score goals in that first half. Newcastle will say the same, and I think Man City and Newcastle will look at this and say they'll look for more of the same in the second half, in particular to start the second half. It'll be interesting to see what changes come once we hit past the hour mark and what City want to try and shake up in terms of the formations changes and also the substitutions that come on for Man City as well. I'm just looking at if we're needing goals, then you're going to be looking towards your Omar Marmoush's, your Savinhos, your Oscar Bobbs. Defensively, you got John Stones, Nathan Ake, Rayan Ait-Nouri as options as well. Abdukodir Khusanov, Tijjani Reijnders. For me, the obvious player in midfield that maybe could come on and make a bit of a difference, but for me it depends on who he would come on for. City have had more corners than Newcastle, 2 corners for Newcastle, 4 for Manchester City. Neither team have utilised their set pieces as of yet. 160 passes for Newcastle, 273 for Manchester City, but what's real interesting, the aggression of Newcastle, 14 tackles for them compared with just 8 for Manchester City. City have had more free kicks because of that aggression from Newcastle, but Newcastle's aggression, pressing game has unsettled Man City, in particular in them early stages of the first half, and I suspect they're going to attempt to do something similar in the early parts of the second half. So it's just about Manchester City trying to settle themselves into the second half and see if they can go about maybe creating 1 or 2 opportunities and hoping that something does stick. Just judging off how Pep Guardiola likes things to go, I wouldn't be surprised to see Man City maybe chuck on Savinho for either Rayan Cherki or Jeremy Doku at some point in the second half, because Pep Guardiola does like trying to utilise Savinho. So we'll see what does happen. So guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up on today's live stream. That would be much appreciated. Now just 46 likes away from 100. Also don't forget as well to get your thoughts in the live chat, including your halftime thoughts. As Jay Lovebug says, 9 shots, 2 on target, only 2 on target. Not clinical for Manchester City. It's disappointing. So do get your thoughts in the live chat of your half-time opinions. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up on today's stream. 44 likes to go now. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. It is free to subscribe. And don't forget to go and check out my social media links. They're in the description or on the yellow banner if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And a big thank you to SofaScore, who just helped to provide today's half-time analysis. And a big thank you to SofaScore for sponsoring today's live stream. So, the only thing left for me to do at half-time is some half-time entertainment. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a snack, a drink, and get yourselves ready for the second half. I've got my partner channel mixed in doing today's half-time entertainment once more. This is the Adios Mofo. Enjoy!
What's going on, guys? Mix today, back again for another summer themed cocktail, and it is one hell of a cocktail, this one. It is powerful, it's the one and only. It is the Adios, and I will show you guys how to make it, because as we do call this the Adios MF as well, because I will be getting demonetized if I don't blank it out. So the one thing to know about Adios MF is it's very similar to Long Island iced tea, and it is a very boozy cocktail. Because I've never tried it before and I can't wait to try this one. It's very boozy because I just take out the Coke and the triple sec, and there it is. Because you got the Adios MF. That's the difference between a Long Island iced tea, which brings us on nicely onto my next cocktail after this will be the Long Island iced tea. So I will compare the two differences in the two videos. So for this one is the Adios MF. Let's get straight into it. So the first thing to do, guys, is put the ice into your shaker. So the one thing I like about the Adios MF is it's all balanced, because it's all 22.5ml or 3/4 ounce of each ingredient into it, apart from the Sprite or 7-Up or whatever soda you are using. So the first thing into the shaker, guys, I'm going to use is 22.5ml or 3/4 ounce of white tequila or blanco tequila. Next into the shaker, guys, is 20.5ml, 3/4 ounce of vodka. Next, 22.5ml or 3/4 ounce of gin. Because I do like the Bettinelli. And next, 22.5ml or 3/4 ounce of blue curacao. I'm using the Kaifa. Next, 22.5ml or 3/4 ounce of sour mix. Got to say, so to make sour mix, guys, is just simple syrup, make it simple syrup. So water and sugar, mix it in together, and then add a little bit of citrus juice to it. Whether it's because I probably preferably go the limes, because then just mix it in, give it a good shake, and it's as simple as that. It's really easy to make, because then if you make it yourself, it's less sugar as well, so it's win-win. And last but not least into a shaker, guys, is 22.5ml or 3/4 ounce of white rum. As you can see, I'm using Bacardi. So now put your glass on, give it a bang, make it nice and secure, and now give it a good shake. 8 to 10 seconds to get nice and chilled. So next, get your highball glass and fill it with ice. Right, I'll just show you the colour before I strain into it. Now look at that baby blue colour, that is absolutely beautiful. So give it a bang, separate it. Put your strainer on. And strain to your highball glass. Like I said, just look at that blue colour. It's got that electric blue colour. It's very deceiving, this. Beautiful. So the last thing you want to do now, guys, is top it up with your soda. I'm using 7-Up. Can use Sprite. So the final thing to do now for that Adios MF is to garnish it with a lemon slice. And as simple as that. One Adios. So how does it taste? Wow. Wow. It certainly looks beautiful, but that is very deceiving. That packs a punch. It's very boozy, like I'm saying. It's got your rum in it, your gin, vodka, blue curacao, tequila. It's got all of them in it. And I'd say that certainly packs a punch. It's certainly a heavier punch than the Long Island iced tea there. It's very boozy, it's very blue. And it looks very beautiful. So I say I recommend this for a summer drink, but that is boozy as. Because I won't swear anymore, but that is boozy as. Because then that, my friends, is how you make an Adios. Because it's boozy. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. It's just very strong. It's very deceiving, that. Because but I do recommend it. It's very nice. And let me know if you ever had this. Because it's very similar to Long Island iced tea. And I cannot wait to compare the two. So that will be my next bit. As that will be my next summer themed cocktail, the Long Island iced tea. And I can't wait to compare the two. And I can't wait to compare the two cocktails. Just to see the difference. See which one's the more... See which one is a more heavyweight cocktail. At the minute I say this is certainly packs a punch. You'd certainly feel it. Because I wouldn't recommend downing this in one. And that, guys, is the Adios MF. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Mix It for more summer themed cocktails like this. And I will see you guys in my Long Island iced tea video. Cheers.
And a big thank you to Mixed for providing today's halftime entertainment. Sky Sports making a big issue out of them penalty claims that Manchester City went for. In particular, the handball. I don't think it's handball. I really don't. His arm's up, but it's by his side for me. Right, just waiting for the start of the second half. Newcastle going to get us underway, attacking from left to right. Man City attacking from right to left. Doesn't look like any changes have been made by either side. Here's Newcastle coming forward, and that's going to be a corner which Man City are not happy about. So corner here for Newcastle. And it's some defending for Man City to do. No surprise to see Newcastle pushing early in this half as Newcastle get a glimpse on that. You're just waiting for the ball to go into the net. It doesn't. Misses everybody in the end and ends up going out of play for a goal kick. I think Baltamadi might have got a flick on this. Or does it miss everybody? I think it might miss everybody, you know. Here's Newcastle working it to the left-hand side. Not the best of touches there from Livramento, and that will be a throw-in for Manchester City, thankfully. Doku goes down, wants a free kick. The referee's not giving anything today. Not giving anything today. Is Ruben Dias then for Manchester City. Man City just taking their time here, just waiting for Newcastle to drop off, I think. Here's Haaland then into the penalty area. Wants to get onto his right foot, can't get past Thiaw, and it's good work from Man City to win the ball back, and referee says free kick. Now, there's a very similar situation that happened with Phil Foden in the first half, where he went down and Newcastle had the big opportunity and the referee decided not to give the free kick. That was no different for me then. Is Bernardo Silva of another effort and over the top of the cross. But again, just City just not being clinical. They're having opportunities. The chances are there. They're not being clinical. Not being clinical. Frustrating. It's so frustrating. Anyway, guys, we're just 42 likes away from 100. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget as well to subscribe and do go check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details, they are in the description. Is Rayan Cherki through the legs of Joelinton. And City aren't going to keep that one in, and that will go out for a goal kick. Good defending there from, I think, Lewis Hall. So, a goal kick. Nick Pope's going to send this one long for Newcastle. Matheus Nunes will get his head onto that. Newcastle just work it back to Nick Pope. Erling Haaland leads the charge for Manchester City. I can't see Nick Pope making a howler. He's a good goalkeeper, Nick Pope. In around the fringes of the England squad. We've got to try and find them 3 points, though. I agree, Odin. Got to find them. Here's O'Reilly to Doku. He goes down. That will be a free kick for Manchester City. So, finished my can. Gone for another Copperberg. This time a mixed fruit tropical. Again, don't think I've ever had a mixed fruit tropical. I've had a mixed fruit. Not a bad drink. Tropical mixed fruit. How is it? Firstly, while you can smell the tropical in that. Oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's better than the one I had in the first half. Hopefully that's a sign of improvement. Ricardo, thanks for tuning in. There's City till I die. City have got themselves a free kick here. Both Phil Foden and Rayan Cherki stood over this. It's a good position to put a ball into the box. Got several players stood over it. A chance to put something into the box. They passed it instead. Here's Foden. Now they'll put a ball into the box and it's deflected because obviously the 10 yards has been closed down. Why don't just put a ball into the box? Why pass it to pass it back to the same position to then put the ball into the box? I don't understand. And then Doku's, is he offside? Yeah, gone slightly early there, Jeremy Doku. Half a yard in that one. Long ball again sent forward by Pope. Ruben Dias does well to win the header. Again, just thumped in the air by Newcastle. Should be dealt with by Nico O'Reilly. And is through a deflection. That will be a throw-in for Manchester City. Odin, I wish Mixed was here to mix one up for me. He's not, so we've just got cans available. I would prefer a drink on draft. Bottled, probably the next best thing. Then cans. Drink's a drink. I ain't complaining, though. Here's Bernardo Silva. Overlap coming in here from Matheus Nunes. Here's Bernardo to Matheus Nunes. Squares one across and dealt with well there by Fabian Schar. And that'll be a throw-in for Manchester City just next to the corner flag. So we're just 37 likes away from 100. Making some good progress. As Rayan Cherki to the byline tries to cut one back and Nick Pope reads that. Mind, thanks for tuning in. Do hope you're well. The game just starting to open up a little bit. Space starting to appear for both teams. Newcastle looking to get players forward through the first 10 minutes here of the second half. And it's been not too much that's been different to the first half, to be honest, as Newcastle look for the through ball. Ruben Dias reads that. Nico Gonzalez can play his pass, but it's cut off well by Tonali. Newcastle encouraged by winning the ball back there. City just got to be a bit more switched on. City's midfield not being on it. Nowhere near as on it as what you compare it with the game against Liverpool in our last Premier League game just before the international break. The midfield's just not looked as sharp. Obviously, a bit of a different test for Man City's midfield because it's such a physical battle, this, but you've got to match it. You've got to match that physicalness of Newcastle. You match that physicalness, you can nullify that midfield. You're making some good strides towards stopping Newcastle and getting control of the game. So throwing for Newcastle. Yeah, I don't think this game's been a boring game. I think it's been a pretty interesting game. It's just been wasteful. Could easily have seen 4 or 5 goals in this game if both sides were clinical. 4 or 5 real good opportunities. You'd think we might get Reijnders at some point. That's a good pass. Here's Bernardo Silva. Oh, that's a heavy touch from Jeremy Doku. Oh, that's a good ball. And surely 1-0. No. Great save from Donnarumma again. Another good ball into the box from Newcastle and a big save from Donnarumma. I'm not too sure that Murphy was offside there. A couple of tight offside calls again. A big save from Donnarumma though. Luke, thanks for tuning in. There's Northampton Town team lost today. Who are Northampton playing today? Here's Rayan Cherki. To Nico G. City have got to wake up and wake up quickly because go behind. We're in bother. We're in serious bother if we go behind. Here's Phil Foden. Work to Nico O'Reilly. Nico G. Work to Matheus Nunes now. I mean, Donnarumma's got to be right up there for man of the match, really, hasn't he? Pulled off save after save after save. Same with Nick Pope. Pulled off the saves when he's needed to. Ball comes in from Foden, headed down by Haaland, and it's too close to the keeper. Does everything right there, Foden and Haaland. Just can't get the direction that he's looking for. So he just nods it straight down into a real easy area for Nick Pope to collect. I agree with that, Geffin. First team that scores, I think, wins this game. Disappointing for Ruben Dias not to win the ball. That's a good tackle, though, by Nico Gonzalez. And here's Jeremy Doku, then. Not got too much support, but does get a free kick. Tonali not happy. Oh, that's a follow through. Free kick every day of the week. Joe Linton on Bernardo Silva. Oof. South Africa putting Ireland to bed in the rugby union. They're a solid team, South Africa, when it comes to rugby union. So free kick here for City. We've made it to the hour mark. I don't think it can be too much longer before we start to see changes. It can't be too much longer. Crossfield pass comes in from City. Well found. I think it was Bernardo looking for Doku. Finds Doku up against Livramento. Doku to Foden. Here's Nico G. Space doesn't open up for him for a shot. City just work it to the left. Here's Josko Gvardiol to Nico O'Reilly. Phil Foden now to Doku. Here's Rayan Cherki. A bit of patient build-up here from Manchester City. Here's Rayan Cherki to Josko Gvardiol. Here's Ruben Dias to Bernardo Silva. Nico Gonzalez can't find his pass. Nico's not looked as sharp today, has he? He's had a very impressive season, but I don't think he's looked as sharp for me today. Here's Phil Foden, edge of the penalty area, and gets excited. Gets his foot underneath it. It's over the top of the crossbar. Again, City not clinical. So guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. 35 likes away from 100. Do subscribe, and do go check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. City just not being clinical today. I wonder if we might see Marmoush come on. Long ball sent forward. John, thanks for tuning in. We could do with that 10-minute spell. Here's Newcastle into a good bit of space here. And shot comes in 1-0. 1-0 Newcastle. It's a good finish into the bottom corner. It's Barnes with a goal. And there's the all-important opening goal. I needed a clinical finish for this game really to open up, because it's just lacked any kind of clinical edge, and Newcastle get their noses in front there. It's a good finish from Harvey Barnes into the bottom corner. And Donnarumma's had to make 4 or 5 big saves. And City have got to wake up, and wake up quickly, because otherwise they're going to lose. It's just carbon copy, guys. This Villa away. Played the exact same, just lethargic, a bit slow. Nowhere near as sharp as what we've been playing, and because of that, it's not on it. It's a good finish. Keeper don't really stand a chance, and yeah. First bit of quality that we've seen in attack that today. City looking frustrated, but I think City are looking frustrated because I said I fancied both teams to score from this game. You know, the reason that we're losing this game is because we've not been clinical. That is the reason. There's a loose pass there given away by Matheus Nunes, and Newcastle all over that, looking to come forward. Newcastle do well, and that will be a free kick for a pullback on Joelinton, which Phil Foden not happy with. City just need to spend a couple of minutes just calming themselves down and get back into a right frame of mind. They've conceded. You know, settle yourselves back in again. Don't do anything stupid that puts us in a vulnerable position to go 2-0 down. Because if we go 2-0 down, it's game over. Here's Nico O'Reilly. Offside flag goes up. Free kick Manchester City. Here's Nico Gonzalez then to Phil Foden. Some space here on the left-hand side. City need a response. And they could do with getting one and quick. Doku can't find his pass. Newcastle trying to play the ball forward there. No one there though. Nico Gonzalez will intercept, and Bernardo Silva is now going to come forward with the ball. Newcastle now got everybody behind the ball. Here's Doku. Do a bit of Doku magic. Skips past, plays his ball across, cleared and out for a corner. City could do with utilising some of these set pieces. They don't utilise them anywhere near enough for my liking. Arsenal have shown that it's a perfect way of just scrambling your way back into a game. I'm fairly sure Arsenal nearly got stung if it weren't for... Was it a set piece last minute against Newcastle away? Rayan Cherki to take. Ball sent in. Header won by Newcastle. Only as far as Doku goes back, goes deep. Haaland can't find his header. Here's Cherki though. He might put his foot through it. He doesn't. Ruben Dias does, and there's an equaliser. For one of the most unlikeliest of sources, it's Ruben Dias with the equaliser for Manchester City. It looked like Haaland made the block, but it's sheer power just works its way through, and Ruben Dias, instant response for Manchester City, into the back of the net. 1-1. Newcastle just couldn't defend the corner. Doku with a looping ball back in. They don't deal with it, and Manchester City find an equaliser. Whack. Fabian Schar couldn't keep it out either. And Felix just takes a big deflection off. Oh, I thought it was Lewis Hall. Sorry, it's Fabian Schar. Through his legs, yeah. And Ruben Dias with the equaliser. Boom. Done. Man City momentarily down to 10 men as Newcastle get themselves a corner. Looking for an instant response again. Ruben Dias furious. He wants to come on for the defending of this set piece. Ruben Dias is allowed to come back onto the pitch to help defend the set piece. So Ruben Dias had to go. I think he had a nosebleed, so he just had to have that cleaned up. Might have had a change of shirt as well. Corner comes in from Newcastle. Header won by City out for, I think, another corner. Yeah, another corner. Newcastle looking to get up ahead of steam. City just need to, again, as I'd mentioned before, just slow the pace down. Take a couple of minutes. Ruben Dias's nosebleed continues. So another corner here. Sent close and right over Donnarumma. Header won thankfully by a City head. Josko Gvardiol can't get hold of it. Here's Harvey Barnes. It's very much desperate defending this from City. Another ball sent in. It's headed across and off the crossbar and in. 2 on Newcastle. City don't defend the set piece and this game has come alive. It's Harvey Barnes again with the goal. City just couldn't get out there. I mean, City are now raging. Donnarumma's raging about something. A yellow card's out. And Harvey Barnes puts the ball. It's a good finish from Barnes. It looked like it just maybe momentarily the ball had gone away from him. Let's have a look. There's a question here of offside on Bruno Guimaraes. I think City are asking for an offside on Bruno G, so hold. Bruno G just heads it back onto the crossbar, and then it rebounds to Harvey Barnes, who puts it in. So this would need checking for an offside, you'd think, on Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno Guimaraes should score, I will add. Question is he offside? So there is now a VAR check on this goal. Has to be for the offside. Yeah, they're having a look for the offside here on Bruno G. Is his foot slightly ahead is the question. It's tight. That's what I am going to say. It's tight. I can't give you a definitive yes or no on do I think it's offside or not. We need the lines. It's going to be harshest on Newcastle if it is ruled out. Real harsh. City just never defended the set piece. Like Newcastle at the other end didn't defend the set piece. They never got it fully clear and they got punished because of it. So we're just waiting for a line to come across to see. You'd think it'd be a bit quicker than what it is. They've got the new automated technology in. So a big moment this in the game. A real big moment in the game. Don't know, just... I hope we've got some clarity. Yeah, Harvey Barnes was just asking, am I the one that was on offside? He weren't. I think it's on Bruno Guimaraes. I think it's what they're checking. Again, it's so long to make a decision. Goal. Goal given. I don't know what they were taking so long to have a look at. I presume it was the offside. I said it was a tight call. I've just not seen any lines. So Manchester City now need another instant response about it. City just not defending their set pieces properly. You're most vulnerable when you've just scored. You've got to defend your set pieces. I couldn't get it clear. City's defending on set pieces this season's been a bit suspect for me. City have got a chance here to come forward. If City can get it right. He can't get it right. Looking for Erling Haaland. I think Newcastle, I wonder what's their approach going to be here last 15 minutes. As I said, I don't. The commentary's not loud enough, so I don't know what they're checking. I presume it was for the offside from the still images that we were getting. It looked tight, but I've not seen any lines to say factually onside or offside. Here's Newcastle now coming forward, looking to try and kill this game off. Harvey Barnes going to be tackled by Ruben Dias. Matheus Nunes will bring City forward now. That should be handball, and is handball. And that'll be a free kick for Manchester City. So hopefully we can get some clarity now. Donnarumma into the book. I said Donnarumma's like a yellow... He likes a yellow card, Gianluigi Donnarumma. He's very passionate. He'll argue and complain and shout. He'll get a lot of dissent yellow cards as Man City are going to send on 3 substitutions here. Oscar Bobb, Savinho and Tijjani Reijnders. Again, I'm just waiting. I want some clarity on that offside, on that goal. Like, what were they checking for? Was it the offside? I've not seen any clarity whatsoever. So, first change. Doku's going to go off and Savinho's going to come on. So, I presume Savinho's going to go... Is he going to go to the left? I presume Rayan Cherki might come off here for Oscar Bobb. Tijjani Reijnders is going to come on for Bernardo Silva. Oh, there's a big 15 minutes for Man City's season, this. A big 15 minutes. And the other change is Rayan Cherki for Oscar Bobb. A big roll of the dice here by Pep Guardiola. A lot of like-for-like changes in there. Lewis Hall's going to go off. And Sven Botman's going to come on. So I think this is Newcastle's way now of just trying to sit this one out. Going with more power and physical presence at the back. Takes a bit of pace out of Newcastle's fullbacks, and yeah, Newcastle now everyone behind the ball. That's a heavy touch from Phil Foden, and Newcastle can get the ball back. Keeping themselves pinned in, though, because they've not got anyone forward. Here's Oscar Bobb. Andy, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully the good luck charm here for us to get back into this game. So, guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. Just 33 likes away from 100 likes. Subscribe as well if you're new around here, and do go and check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details there in the description. I think Nico O'Reilly's been told to get further forward as well. Pep Guardiola had some words with him. Here's Savinho. Ball goes across very deep. Finds the back of Oscar Bobb's back. Another ball comes in. Headed clear by Newcastle. Josko Gvardiol's up there at the minute. Here's Oscar Bobb. Keeps that one in for Man City. Goes back to Matheus Nunes. Here's Ruben Dias. Driving forward for Manchester City to Josko Gvardiol. Here's Savinho. Ruben Dias to Matheus Nunes. There's Tijjani Reijnders. Bit of movement. Newcastle's sitting on this now. Matheus Nunes. Only problem here is, I'd say, the clock for Manchester City. Here's Nico O'Reilly to Savinho. Wants a bit of movement. Nico O'Reilly now to Josko Gvardiol. They'll try the right-hand side instead. Here's Ruben Dias. Oh no, he goes back to the left. Here's Josko Gvardiol now. To Savinho. Lots of exchange of little passes here from Manchester City. Savinho. Finds Ruben Dias. Here's Matheus Nunes. Can Man City do something? John, I hope you're right. Pressure makes diamonds. 10 minutes, though. Clock's ticking. Here's Nico Gonzalez under pressure. Finds his pass, though. City sideways passing here. They're not really going anywhere. Here's Josko Gvardiol now to Nico O'Reilly. I think City just hoping Newcastle put the pressure on. They could just find a little bit of space if you can get the right pass. Foden can't get the right pass. Newcastle will get a foot on that, and they'll look for a free kick. Don't give them a reason to give a free kick, and Nico G slides in and gives the perfect excuse for the referee to give a free kick. Newcastle had nowhere to go there. Nowhere to go. Doesn't need to slide in. He's got nowhere to go. He's, 70 yards away from our penalty area. He's got nowhere to go. Doesn't need to do that. Does not need to try and win the ball back there. Just keep pressuring him. Tonali's got nowhere to go. I think so they're having a look at it. It was offside. And it's on... The most frustrating part is Bruno Guimaraes is onside from Ruben Dias's sleeve. And it's the tightest and tightest of calls. And Harvey Barnes behind the ball is onside. Tightest of calls there. Literally by his sleeve. And Newcastle are going to send on a couple more substitutions. Here's Savinho. He'll get a throw-in for Manchester City. It is always a difficult game at St James's Park. I know it's a difficult game at St James's Park. It's a very difficult... It's like Aston Villa away. They're difficult places to go. But to be honest, you want to win a Premier League, you want to hit north of 90 points this season, you've got to go to the likes of Villa Park and St James's Park and win. And we haven't. So what you're looking at here is, I think Man City looked like a better team than last season. We finished on just over 70 points. From the improvements that I've seen from City this season, we're a team I think that's capable of getting into the 80s. At the moment, I reckon you're probably looking at low 80s. And I don't think that's going to be enough to win the Premier League this season. So Arsenal will be rubbing their hands at a bit of consistency. As Newcastle now got a 4-on-3 here. Through ball comes in. Matheus Nunes should get there and does. Matheus Nunes should keep that in as well. It's obviously going out for a corner and helps just City keep the ball moving here. Obviously, a corner would have wasted a few more seconds and gives Newcastle a big opportunity to kill this game off. So, Matheus Nunes does well there and City can come forward. 8 minutes here for City. You do get the feeling, don't you, Mick Sid, that it's Arsenal's to lose. Arsenal look like the team that have looked the sharpest and the best. It's just we rely on Arsenal doing what Arsenal do, which I'm convinced you get them under pressure in the right half, in the second half of the season, they'll crack. You've got to stay within touching distance. We've got a perfect chance here to go a point behind. Arsenal are celebrating this. They're going to stay 4 behind into a home game against Spurs tomorrow. They win, they're 7 points clear of us. And it's just so difficult, even at early stages, to make back all them points. We've done so well to get to this position, and it's frustrating just to let it slip. And what you want to do is just you want to keep the points ticking over. Premier League's a marathon, not a sprint. So you want to go to Villa Park, pick up a point. Go to St James's Park, pick up a point, and all of a sudden these 4-point gaps become 2-point gaps. So I just, if we can find it, I don't think a point's a bad result today. I don't think a point's a bad result. Ideally, if we're serious about winning the league, we need to win, but picking up a point just keeps things interesting. As Oscar Bobb can't get that return ball back from Phil Foden. Stop. City need to, that's just stop being so physical. As Tonali goes past Josko Gvardiol. Josko Gvardiol doesn't need to do anything stupid here because he's got nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. And it is a goal kick for Manchester City, which Tonali is not happy about. Well, Mick said City do pass some difficult tests. Liverpool at home, they were just starting to get back up ahead of momentum and dismissed them with a 3-0 win. And once again, Liverpool's heads down and follows up that with a loss against Forest today. So, obviously a good point away on the road against Arsenal, a win against United. There's good results there. There's some bad results there as well, which, to be honest, when you're transitioning, is to be expected. I want improvements on last season. At the moment, we're seeing a bit of improvement. I can see us going from 70 points to not just north of 70 points to just north of 80 points as it is right now, as Elanga and Willett come on for Barnes and Voltamardi. Right, anyway, here's Nico Gonzalez. I mean, some of the biggest problems we've had today, actually, second half's been just as open as the first half. It's been, both sides have been a little more clinical. From both sides in the second half. It's remained open, and I think the biggest problem City have had today is just the physical battles in midfield. Got bullied at times. That's been a big problem. Again, we face that Rodri problem as Savinho goes with a good ball across, and that needs defending out. And City want a handball. It looked like there was a lean in there from Murphy. Murphy's claiming it was his side. Let's have a look at this. And VAR want to have a... Oh, no, they don't. But VAR were just telling the referee to stop and just have a look at this. In the end, it's just a corner. Just a corner. Jordi, I'm sure, will be happy. I can't see Pep returning back to Barcelona. Corner comes in. And it falls to Savinho. Keep your shot down! Savinho puts his foot around. Savinho's in a brilliant position. Just put your foot through it and keep it down. Angle your foot down. He angles it up and slices it. All he needs to do is angle his foot down. The power of that would have probably took it into the back of the net. Omar Marmoush comes on for Manchester City now. Last 4 minutes. So wasteful. I can sit here and moan about the fact that we should have had a penalty in the first half, and we didn't get a penalty in the first half as Foden goes off and Marmoush comes on. I sit and complain about the sleeve and the offsides and it all being a bit silly. And it is all a bit silly. But at the end of the day, there's two clinical factors. First, biggest factor is Man City not having control in midfield. They got bullied. And because they've got bullied, they've struggled to control the game. On the flip side of it, we've had 5 or 6 good opportunities. And on a good day, we'd have scored 5 or 6 goals and would have won this game at a canter. We haven't been clinical enough. Haaland's had a couple of good chances. Foden's had a couple of good chances. Savinho's just had a wonderful chance. We've already scored a goal. Should have had the penalty. Newcastle, I'm sure, would say the same thing because they've had just as many good opportunities. They've been just as wasteful as what we have. End of the day, though, it's just come down to they've managed to score one more. Which, games at St James's Park, it's like that. We've got 2.5 minutes here, see if we can find a goal. As I said, a point, you look at it and you go, oh, we've not made gains on Arsenal and whatever, but I'm not fussed about Arsenal at such a... for the last 10 games of the season, I'd be concerned about results. At the moment, I'm just concerned about... you got to keep that league table ticking over, the points ticking over. Coming to Newcastle and getting a point's a good result. Trust me. It's one of the most difficult away games to go to. I said it when Arsenal scored the late equaliser against us and everyone's so gutted that it came in the 93rd minute. And I was like, I'm concerned, but I'd like to have won that game. We didn't win that game. A point away at Arsenal is not a bad point. And if we can get a point here, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say it's a good point. Might not be enough, but it's a good point. That's a bad corner from City. Poor ball into the box. Just put a ball in the box. Newcastle, free forward here. Cavalry come. And they've had to turn back. Maybe just a bit of keep ball from Newcastle. Savinho drives me crazy. He's got all the potential in the world. You can see it. All the potential in the world. Anyway, guys, we're 32 likes away from 100. Any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe and do go and check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details, they're in the description. It'll be do you know what? Today's just been a bad day. It's been a bad day at the office. It's been a bad day. We'll come back to it again. We'll try and make tomorrow a good day and move forward from there. Thankfully, oh my word, what's Nico G doing there? Not getting it right. On the plus side, Man City want any glimmer of hope to cling to. There should be a good chunk added on. I can't see anything other than Arsenal winning the league if we're not going to compete with them. I can't see Chelsea doing it. And the downside is you've got to expect it's going to be a 7-point gap by the time we next kick a ball. Do Arsenal play before us next week? I'm not sure they do. That's a poor ball in by Savinho into the first of 8 minutes. 8 minutes then to see if we can salvage something from this game. And that's a good tackle from Josko Gvardiol, and Donnarumma will come out and collect that one. Elanga gets clattered into. Donnarumma's gone down. Donnarumma could do with getting up. Donnarumma's hurt, but he realises if he stays down that obviously it's going to waste a bit of time. We've not got time to waste. Yeah, Arsenal fans can be very annoying. Very annoying. Here's Josko Gvardiol. I met some good sound Arsenal fans as well. Here's Tijjani Reijnders, and that'll be a corner for Manchester City. Said it last time, let's hope it'll be the jinx again. We could really do with utilising these set pieces because we've not been strong enough on them this season. I know we scored through Ruben Dias before from the set piece, but as a whole, we've not been good enough on set pieces, and it's times like now that you want to rely on your set pieces. We could really do with a good quality ball in the box. Headed clear. Here's Savinho. Fancies a drive himself. Tijjani Reijnders is in a lot of space here. Reijnders is used. Here's Savinho. Crosses. Falls to Oscar Bobb. Lots of touches. Marmouche can't sort his feet, and Newcastle are going to get hold of that. It's a good tackle, that, I think, from Oscar Bobb. Referee says no, free kick. I thought Oscar Bobb had got the ball there. No, gets given a yellow card as well. Did Bobb not get the ball there? No, he didn't. Free kick every day of the week. Oh, no, he does. He does touch the ball. I thought he touched the ball. From that angle, he does touch the ball. That's a harsh yellow card and free kick. Oh, the referee's been inept. He's been awful. I don't think that's... I'm not going to blame that as the reason that it looks like we're going to lose today, though. I just think it's just come down to them two factors that I mentioned. Losing the midfield battle. You're not going to win a game that you're losing the midfield battle. It's not going to happen. The best case you can hope for is both sides are having an off day and you salvage a draw. That is the best case scenario you get. So there's the first problem. My next problem is just not being clinical. Just not been clinical. I think my big problem I have, Shark, with Savinho, he's got bags of potential and I like him. I think he's a good player. I think there's a real good player there somewhere. I just don't think his heart's at City. He looked, like last season, he looked interested. He wanted to make things happen. He just couldn't make things happen. He's coming to a big second season and he's just been, since them links to Spurs, his head's just seemed to, like, just, I'm not bothered. He's unfussed. I don't think Savinho's head's fully at City, which I think's a great shame. Anyway, still got 4 minutes of this game left. More than enough time to score a couple of times. Savinho fouled, free kick, booted away. It's got to be a yellow card. Yellow card comes out there. Joe Linton into the book. Was it 2019 Newcastle last beat us? I know they beat us in the League Cup. Normally in the Premier League, we do. Newcastle's been a pretty good hunting ground for us. It's not easy to go to and take points off them, but we do normally come here and do something. Just struggled today, really struggled. But these are the big moments. Like you want to win Premier League titles, you got to out of nothing. You got to find goals. You've got to, in the big moments, find the goals, the late goals that, turn 0 points into 1 point, your 1 points into 3 points. You've got to find a way to make it happen. And they haven't. And we've created and done so much through this game. And we've got into the last 10 minutes and just entered into desperation mode. And it's not the first time that I've seen Man City go behind and enter into what I call our desperation mode. As Oscar Bobb does well, drives into a bit of space and gets a corner, which Joe Linton celebrates like he just scored a goal. 3 minutes then for Newcastle to try and see out. They want to pass the corner. Just put the ball in the box. Just put the ball in the box. And take it from there. Corner goes in. Falls to Nico G. City are getting rushed. Here's Tijjani Reijnders. Goes low this time. Cleared out for a throw-in, which again the Newcastle fans celebrate like they've scored a goal. I'm not exactly going to say Newcastle are clinging on here because, yeah, City are asking questions, but it's nothing that Newcastle are having trouble with dealing with. And now we're resorting to a long throw. Pep has changed. A long throw from Manchester City. Doesn't amount to anything. Newcastle get a head onto it. Flip back in. Headed clear. They want a free kick, Newcastle, and get a free kick, which again celebrated like a goal. I think at the end of this game, we're going to come back to these talking points. The handball, I didn't think was a penalty, but I thought that was a stone waller on Phil Foden from Fabian Schar. And if Man City find the opening goal in this game, I think this game looks very different. End of the day, though, there's been more than enough chances for Man City to score and win this game, and we haven't done that. Ball sent forward from Pope. Header won by City. Newcastle get a foot on that. Volleyed forward. Donnarumma should mop this one up. And does. And Newcastle take their opportunity just to start sitting deep again. Into the final minute then. I don't think there's going to be that much added on from these 7 minutes. Cause I don't think that much time's been wasted. No substitutions or anything that's been made, or any goals or anything. So I think it's just the final 50 seconds or so that Newcastle have got to try and defend. So City got the ball in the Newcastle half. They whip a ball into the box. A header won and wide from Nico O'Reilly. And that'll just eat away a few more seconds. And that might be that. That might well be that. Referee is telling the keeper that he's adding all this time on, so maybe there might be time for one more opportunity. We'll see. At the moment, we've not had the ball in play for 20 seconds or so. Long ball gets sent forward. Header won by Manchester City. Referee says it's going to be a free kick for Man City as well. So last chance of the game here. Man City may as well just send everyone forward. Matheus Nunes says, I want everybody forward here. They're just going to launch this. So into this last opportunity of the game. This last opportunity. Can City do something? Can they salvage something? Long ball just pumped forward. Looking for Haaland. Haaland gets a flick down. Header won by Newcastle. And Bobb can't collect the ball. And Newcastle are going to break away with this. And if Newcastle have any sense here, they'll take this to the corner flag. Elanga gets tackled, and it's a good tackle. And it's Donnarumma, and I think that might be that. That is that, and Newcastle win the game. Manchester City in these midfield battles. The midfield did so well against Liverpool before the international break. It was enough to dominate the game and win the game. However, we looked vulnerable in that game from set pieces, and it's set pieces once more that Man City struggle to deal with, and that's why we end up conceding that second goal to Harvey Barnes, and Newcastle go on to pick up a very much needed 3 points for them. And we're not going to be the last team that go to St James's Park and come away with nothing. I don't think that causes me the concern. But I think what does cause me the concern is the not winning them midfield battles and not being clinical in front of goal. Referee's performance weren't great. Not an excuse. Vivian, I don't know what you mean with my predictions. I always put predictions in. I'm not going to stop. Don't like it, then go away. Simple as that. Anyway, I'd appreciate you not putting in. I know City have lost, but no need to put in curse words and swearing either. Okay, cool. Right, thanks very much for tuning in, guys. 29 likes away from 100 likes. Might be a bit of a stretch. We'll see how we do in the post-production. So any help towards that will be much appreciated. Don't forget as well to get your thoughts in the comments below. To subscribe as well if you're new around here. Plenty more City content to come. Going to be back with another video in the next hour with more of my thoughts from this game. Also, don't forget as well to go and check out my social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. And a big thank you to SofaScore for sponsoring today's live watch-along. Do go and check them out. Links and details there in the description. I'll be back in the next hour with my thoughts from today's game. So any help towards that in watching that video, my thoughts and support on the channel would be much appreciated. And yeah, we're back with another live watch-along. Is it Tuesday night, I think? We're playing against Bayer Leverkusen. I'll see you guys for that. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Seems to be a bit of arguing going on with Pep Guardiola, Bruno G, Joe Linton getting involved. Very stern talks taking place between Pep Guardiola and Bruno G. I don't know what they're all moaning and complaining about. It's very heated discussions taking place on the pitch. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Ciao for now.